It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. This is episode 256. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host, Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hi, Trixie.
So I was doing a show this week in New York City, and I was on stage, and I was asking people if they watch reality TV, and I asked them what they watch, and the one girl goes, I watch 90 Day Fiancé. And I said, oh my God, I do a podcast on 90 Day Fiancé. And the whole crowd erupted into laughter. I was like, no, seriously.
Was that a joke?
I was like, no, I really do. And I'm like,
yeah,
now my feelings are hurt. Okay.
Yeah. Like, no, I actually do a podcast. I do a bunch of them.
Yeah.
My life consists of recording.
Literally. That's all I do. Season 10, episode 12. So we're back, guys. We were off for a few weeks from 90 Day. Last week, we covered the first episode of The Single Life. And moving forward, you could find that on Patreon at patreon.com/trash talk podcast. It's right down there in the show notes, where you can also find our other podcasts, a Jersey Shore podcast, Macaroni Rascals, So Pumped, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, and our new favorite obsession, Noelle's new podcast. It's called Recycled with Noelle and Michael. And they're covering,
that makes me laugh.
They're covering The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 2, and you guys are gonna love it. I don't even watch the show, and I listen to the podcast and I scream laugh. Everyone has been commenting on Patreon, even though I tell them to comment on Facebook, so that everyone can see it. They're like, I live for this podcast.
Someone said, Angie said, she goes, I'm dying when Michael was laughing, trying to picture me fat. And then he's laughing. And I told him I could never have one of those Jeeps as a kid because I couldn't fit in one. That's a true story.
Really?
I mean, it's just a true story. I never had one. I never had a big wheels. I never had a Jeep. None of those because I was too big to fit in them.
Right.
And everybody just thought it was the funniest thing ever. My trauma is funny.
No, it is funny. Also, if I were your mother and you were a fat little, what do you call yourself? Anushka? Yeah. I would have bought you a real Jeep.
Right.
I would have bought you a real Jeep. I would have bought you whatever you wanted, real size.
I was a good girlie.
Adult size. You would have had you would have been driving a 3 on the streets.
You know
of New
what?
York
I would have
City.
loved that. I never had one of those Fisher Price like yellow and red little car things, that everyone in the world has. I didn't have that.
Okay, but I think that here's the thing, Noelle. There was a time in your life where you were small enough for that.
But at that time, I didn't have it. And
that's the thing. Like, were you like
always...
in high school when you asked for a little Jeep?
No. Here's the thing, though. I was always very tall for my age. Always. Even if I wasn't fat, I was always tall for my age, and I couldn't fit in it. Even when I was of age, it just didn't work for me. You could ask my dad, but he's dead. So, I mean, my mother wouldn't know.
Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Honestly, why are you like this? So, guys, if you want more of this amazing talk, go over to patreon.com and also listen to our other favorite podcast, BS, where we just kind of do this.
We do that. This is actually BS.
This is BS. All right. So, season 10, episode 12, 90 Day Fiancé. We're going to jump in the pool with Sophie and Rob.
Yuck.
Okay, so they're on their way home from the sex shop,
right?
And he's yelling at her about how she can't have a side partner.
She didn't say she wanted one.
I know, but they're both like just fighting for funsies.
Well, so that's the thing. Like
you're fighting for sport.
He's a douchebag, but like she looks to fight too.
Oh yeah, they're equally guilty in this, so they're just gonna move past this.
Also, her puffs, they're not real either.
Nothing is real.
I did not realize that.
Nothing is real.
Okay.
Noelle.
Okay.
So they get some groceries and they're going to peel some potatoes on a snack table, which is weird because they don't have the right equipment.
Tracey, they're making chunks.
What are they making?
Chunks. First of all, she's cooking her phone in a pot on the stove.
Okay. And he's like, yeah, no, just leave it.
What?
Why is your phone in a cast iron skillet?
Right. I don't understand, but I want to know what they were making because they're chunking like peppers and cucumbers.
There's no way to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, they're arguing now because she says that they've never cooked together before. He's saying they have. He's saying they heated up a pizza. She's saying, no, that's not what happened. So it's really fun. It's just a lot of fun.
Who cares?
They do because they love
arguing, but so does other couples on here we'll get to later.
It's gonna be fun. So, her mom is coming, and there's also
Right.
3 weeks until the wedding.
Right. And he thinks that like her mother's gonna throw a monkey wrench and everything.
Okay, but her mother lives in Mexico.
Yeah, okay. So I know this is very confusing. So they lived in Spain, and then Sophie was like, I want to live in Mexico, and her mom followed her. And then
Mm.
Rob moved to Mexico and lived there for a little while with her. Then she moved back to England, and I guess her mom stayed in Mexico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
Interesting.
something wrong.
Yeah, it's weird. They're like hopping around.
Well, Rob said that her mom doesn't know how to shut up and she's very rude. You know what? Yes,
He's not so wrong.
but also he's the worst.
Oh, he's insufferable. I could never even just hook up with this guy.
No. So
Mm-mm.
they go to her mother's hotel, and let me tell you, this woman is full of mashed potatoes.
Oh, she is a slut.
We call, you know what we call her? We call her
What?
Idaho.
Idaho potato. That is what she is. I don't you think it's like not weird, but I feel like Sophie's like obsessed with her. I'm surprised she didn't like stay there with her
Mm-hmm.
or like at least like for one night or
For
by
a bathroom
herself
on
or
the inside.
something. Oh yeah, right. I didn't understand for a second. Yeah, right. It's just weird to me.
Well, she hugs her, she pulls her close, and then she goes, "You smell."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Yes, she does. Yes, she
Yeah.
does." And then she
Uh-huh.
goes, "A flower blossoms." And it's like, no, you covered it
No.
up.
You think she smells like oil.
You think she smells like cast iron potatoes.
Yeah, uh-huh. So does her phone.
Yeah. So she also smells like she doesn't shower because the shower's outside.
Yeah, she's scared.
So they're talking about weddings and the wedding traditions they want to do. And her mother's like, "Oh, do we do this something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue?"
Right.
And Rob's like, "No,
Who are you?
it's from the 80s." It's from the 80s.
Who
Very
are
specific.
you?
He's a wedding historian.
I know, but also from the 80s?
He's a wedding historian.
This guy, he's a douchebag, is what he is.
So her mother's like, "Well, I wouldn't know. I was never married." And it's like, that is apparent.
I like that. She's like, I was never married. Like, nobody wanted to. Very funny.
Yeah,
Very
no, I
self-aware.
mean, you would think.
think.
But now, in addition to the mashed potatoes,
Uh-huh.
there's also maybe a Crisco.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay.
Yep. Same thing Sophie has.
A very
Uh-huh.
Crisco lube on the face.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Okay, so now
Like she slugs. Like, what is it? Putting
Yes.
gasoline on at night?
yes, but she slugs just around her mouth hole,
Yes.
her pie hole, if you will.
Like
So-
she just ate some fried chicken or something
Yes.
very greasy, pizza grease.
Yes. So already him and her mom are arguing.
But like in a weird passive aggressive way, because she's like, I'm gonna throw your mom out of the way for the bouquet. And like,
Yeah.
does he get mad? I don't even
I
think he
don't
got
know.
mad.
Well, the next day, she is like, "Hey, Rob, do you want to put some gel in your hair? Because I actually put a lot of gel in my wig."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Yeah, go ahead, put gel in my hair. I love when gel's in your wig."
And he's like, is that coconut?
Yeah, that's coconut gel and coconut wig.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he's doing. I know. It's like, Sophie, we know you have a wig, right?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
she has on a weird outfit. Her mother comes over with a weirder outfit.
Her mother's outfit is totally weird.
Yeah, but you're like, this is
It's hereditary.
It's
It is. These outfits are hereditary.
it's in her genes.
Also, donde está dog? No dog.
Do you want to say?
I guess maybe the dog's mean. That's why they had to do something while the mom
Maybe.
comes over or something. Yeah.
Maybe because her mother smells like fried chicken.
Hungry. Maybe there's no room in that apartment for all of them and the dog.
Maybe she's like, "Yeah, this is the living room. This is the dining room. This is the chilling area.
Uh-huh.
The
The
chilling area?
area.
What is it? The
Mhm.
walk-in?"
Speaking of, I don't think there's air conditioning. They're all dripping sweat off their faces.
Mm-hmm. She hates it, and she's
Mhm.
like, "Is it safe?" And Sophie's like, "We heard gunshots 2 nights ago."
Sophie, shut the fuck up. If you want your mom to be happy, why are
Yeah.
you telling her this stuff?
So now her mother's like, "Yeah, you should have like saved your money." And he's like, "Well, we lived in Playa for 2 months, and I had to pay for that."
Wow. How about get a job?
Okay, so here's the thing. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a job, right?
He doesn't have a job.
What did he pretend that he did?
He was saying that he had odd jobs. Remember? First, he was like, I have 3 jobs. I have these odd jobs. And it's like, so
Well,
you
they're
do
so odd that they don't
Instacart,
exist.
right? Like, what is it that you do?
Okay, that's
Which I'm
probably what
pretty
he
sure
does.
that's exactly what it is. I'm not shitting on it, but like he's too proud to say,
Sure.
or it's
Now-
like ride sharing or whatever.
Right. It's very confusing because, you
Mhm.
know, her mother covered in mashed potatoes and chicken grease. It's very hard to
To
take her
take her
seriously.
seriously.
But
Yep.
what she's saying, not the way she's saying it, but what she's saying is valid.
Of course.
But she's saying about her daughter as well.
Yes, she is. Right. I don't think that she's attacking him, but I think it's annoying that her and Sophie. It's like, Sophie,
Sure.
you didn't have a problem with this before your mother
Sophie.
came.
We're talking about you too, Sophie.
Right. You're also getting married to this guy.
Yeah.
You can't just attack him every time your mother comes around.
Right. Her mother's like, you should have had a better plan. You guys
Yes.
shouldn't have had so many trips, so many vacations. You should
Yep.
have just been both working and saving for a place.
She's absolutely right. She's like, you knew that she was coming.
Well, she said that he could have done more. And now he starts screaming that neither one of them have been at the bottom. And I got to tell you, I
Mhm.
think they're all at the bottom right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody here has been at the top.
I think very, very specifically in this moment, they're all at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
have to agree with this.
So he's like, yeah, well, you've never been at the bottom where you can't just make a phone call and get out of the bottom.
He's like, I have zero help, no help.
Yeah. And
Okay.
she's like, I have no help either. And he's
Right.
like, I started at the bottom. Now I'm here. And she's like, yeah, well, I started at the bottom and I'm still at the bottom. He's like, well, I'm started at the bottom and I'm also still at the bottom.
And then they just keep going and
Started at the bottom and I'm
Now we're
still at
here.
the bottom.
starting
That's a
at
good
the
song.
bottom. Now we here.
So that's
I remember when we were at Food Emporium and that was the song on and you were just singing the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I know all the words.
Yeah, I was like, look at you.
Yeah. I'm
Food
a
Emporium
rapper.
has very interesting music to
I'm a
play
rapper.
while shopping. Me too,
I'm a rapper. Well, Noelle,
Tracy.
this show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
The best.
What are some things that you want to keep the same about yourself or your life in 2024?
I've been trying to stay more positive.
Okay.
So I need to keep doing that because I fall back into negativity easily.
Well, where were you already crushing it?
I'm getting really good at boundaries.
Oh, I love that. Well, think opposite of New Year, New you. Around New Year's, we get obsessed with how to change ourselves instead of expanding on what we're already doing right. Maybe you finally organize one part of your space. Oh, we did.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to tackle another. Or maybe you're taking supplements every morning and now you want to actually eat breakfast too.
Mm.
Therapy helps you find your strengths so you can ditch the extreme resolutions and make changes that really stick. Noelle and I have both learned so much from therapy, especially setting boundaries.
Absolutely. And I also think that people put so much pressure on themselves for these New Year resolutions that they
Yeah, it's
never
like-
come through with.
Also, you didn't hate yourself last year. Stop.
Yeah, right. It's like, how about just like, I'm going to make my bed today? That's a good
Right.
resolution.
If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you could switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
Done it.
Celebrate the progress that you've already made. Visit betterhelp.com/fiance today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
Love that.
Speaking of BetterHelp, let's talk about Gino and Jasmine.
It's like, I forgot about them. I forgot about this whole cast.
I know. So they're playing with some parrots.
It looks fun.
They're in Miami. There's
Mhm.
49 days left to wed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's taking they're both taking some salsa lessons.
That looks fun. I like that.
I
wanna
hope they're
do that.
mild.
Right. Well, I don't know. I think they might be medium.
Ooh, I don't like medium. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't like medium either.
He does really well. She knows it's good.
He
She's
usually
happy.
always hurts her feet and she's happy. I mean, it's so weird. She like loves him.
I know. It's very strange.
Yeah.
So she's like, ooh, let's send a selfie to Wanse.
Right. They're on this nice pier. It's cute.
I know, but also like you're taunting this kid.
Right. Like, look where we are and you're not.
Yeah.
Hi. Papa
So-
Gino says hi.
So he goes, she's probably like, baby, Papa Gino says that maybe he'll bring you to the US. And he goes, tell Papa Gino I love him so much. And I'm going to learn English and I'll be a really good boy. Just please get me out of here.
And she's like, look, we'll go to the store. We'll show you all the things we're not buying you.
yeah. She's like, what? And also, it's just the 99-cent store.
Right. That's all. That's where
It's
my
just
mom
National
shops.
Liquidators.
Oh, that was the shit back in the day.
That was good.
Yeah.
So Gino wants a baby, but she has a fear of childbirth because Gino doesn't know what happened.
Right. And then it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so apparently her youngest son is special needs and he has a diagnosis.
Mhm.
So I guess she's scared of having a special needs child, but that's what happened. I mean, is that
So it's weird that she's like, oh, almost like she was very scared of giving birth. I thought she was gonna say she had like a traumatic
right?
birth, she had a C-section, whatever.
No, I think she's just scared of having another
She
kid because
has a non-verbal child, and
right.
she is terrified of that happening again because she's basically saying like they can't test, like the doctors
Right.
don't know if this is gonna happen.
Okay, now, are you as shocked as I am that they both have the same father?
We knew that.
I know, but I'm still shocked.
Oh, really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
am I not shocked because I knew that.
Oh, well, I didn't know anything.
I
So
think you just emptied your cookies.
I always empty my cookies. She said that people are mean and not accepting.
That's sad.
Okay, but she said
Yeah.
that people in a restaurant, when he's misbehaving, don't understand. And even the people that work there get frustrated. And it's like, Jasmine, I
Right.
have bad news for you. And this is probably an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
Like if I'm you and I worked at restaurants our whole lives.
Yes.
It is, I could be as patient as I can, but like I have to work.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, that is a situation that's really hard for you. Like, I don't know.
Well, I wasn't special needs, but when I was a kid and I would throw tantrums as all kids do, like it would be like, goodbye, we're leaving,
Yeah.
we're not staying here. Like I wasn't allowed to stay. And Matt and I, when we watched this, we were talking about that. And he said that like when him or his brother would like flip out in a restaurant when they were kids, because they had some problems when they were kids, that
Mhm.
parents would be like, we have to leave right now.
Right. I do
Yeah.
that to you sometimes when we're in Target.
No, you go,
Yeah.
you like I'm a squirrel.
Yeah.
Or get in the cart.
Well, sometimes you run around like crazy.
I do.
Like the last time we were
know.
talking, I had to call you 8 times.
Oh my God. I don't know. But when you say it, especially because you always say it in front of a man, some kind of man, and it makes me LOL. You're like, get in the cart.
Get in the car. You're being bad.
So funny.
Speaking about being bad, let's talk about Citra and Sam.
My favorite couple.
12 days to the wedding. And he got her a rice cooker because she has an aversion to potatoes. Now, I know that having a rice cooker is a very big staple in an Asian household, but
Mhm.
I do have a message for you.
What?
You can make rice in a pot.
No, of course you can. But I think it's also like, so my brother-in-law and Angela, when they were together, they had a rice
Mhm.
cooker because they just ate rice constantly.
No, I
And it
understand
was
that, but what I'm saying, like, she could have been cooking rice in a pot in the meantime on the way to the
maybe
rice
she doesn't know
cookers.
how. Maybe she's like, I only had a rice cooker
Right.
from birth to death.
And then she came back to life and ate potatoes.
Yeah, okay, in his fridge, lots of soda, a lot of Uncrustables.
Listen, he loves an Uncrustable.
I don't I fuck with an Uncrustable, but like never a peanut butter and jelly one because they have cheese ones.
Do they?
They do.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They also
What's
have
in it?
taco ones now too.
Oh, I don't know about a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
have
these
like
things.
all these randoms. I don't know. I will go and find out for all of
Okay,
us.
please find out. So
Okay.
now she says
Mhm.
that he forgot to fill out his paperwork.
Well, that's what he says too.
Okay, do you think that maybe that's not the case?
I'm going to say that's not the case. I think that he thought that she would believe it. So that's why he told her that. And he says, for when I have my Suboxone prescription, not in the bottle. Okay, so then just show them the bottle. Show them your prescription.
You could have brought this prescription
Right.
to court.
Yeah.
They would have thrown it out.
You were abusing the drugs and just say it. Just say it.
You were buying them on the black market
Right. Uh-huh.
or just from some guy.
Well, whatever. The thing is, like, you were traveling with them, you had them, and
He's like,
you didn't
listen,
fill out your paperwork.
all I had was cocaine, some Suboxone that were loose, someone's kidney.
But he had also cocaine in the
I
car.
know.
Yeah. He didn't
I
have a
know.
kidney, but then he had a girl in the car. I would have been
Yeah.
like, who the hell was this coworker? Your Amazon coworker that you're traveling with.
They were on an Amazon business trip. So she said that she's going to stand by him and she has to tell her dad what happened.
Okay. Oh, I dread that.
Well, she's going to punish him by making very spicy food. He made me laugh so much. He goes, "Is this safe to eat?"
He's like coughing. He's like very upset by this.
No, I understand that. I had someone cook very spicy food in my house a long time ago and my whole face would swell up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So He said, quote, an American woman is starting to sound good.
Okay, but that's funny.
Yeah. No, he's funny.
He is. He's silly. I just don't think he's truthful.
No. So
He has
his
a lot of my favorite ruffles on the counter too. I want to tell you the sour cream and cheddar. I'm like, this guy eats like me. I can move in here. I don't need the hot peppers. I just need the Uncrustables and the ruffles and the
Great.
soda.
Great. So him and his mom were estranged, but now they're back together. And this is what I want to tell you.
Uh-huh.
Citra has a crazy white head.
Oh, I know she does.
Okay, so this is how I know you're crazy.
Uh-huh.
And this is for everyone listening.
Because you have on fake lashes.
Oh, well, that. But
yeah.
if you have a poppable white head
Uh-huh.
and you just leave it willy-nilly,
Uh-huh.
that's crazy to me.
There is someone very specifically in my life, not someone I'm married to, someone else specifically in my life that always does this. He'll have like a giant white head on his neck. And it's like, what are you doing?
What are you
exactly?
doing? What's happening?
It's so gross.
I don't like it.
No, I don't like it, but it's like, just pop it. The TV is here.
The television
Also,
cameras.
his mother, I dated someone that this was his mother. She's like a barfly, this woman, and she's claiming to be a Christian.
Okay, his mother.
Yes.
See, this is why I like Sam, though. Sam calls it for what it is.
Me too.
His mother, she waits until the pool game's over or the darts game.
She waits until the last pool game is over for the guy to take home.
Yes.
Well, for a guy to take her home.
Okay. He said that his mother is religious but doesn't act Christian.
Right.
That made me laugh.
Also, she's probably like my age.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? There's
Mhm.
no hate like Christian love.
There is nothing. There is nothing.
Okay. But she has fried chicken mouth.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know, but I thought
I'm like,
with
is that
her,
a thing?
I don't know. I couldn't tell if she had like frosted lipstick that went awry. Like I couldn't
No,
figure out.
she had fried chicken mouth.
Yeah, I don't know.
She forgot the mashed potatoes.
That's all I want is some good mashed
She
potatoes.
needs some mashed potatoes.
That's the thing. Okay, one has too much. She doesn't have enough.
Yeah, they need
She
to share.
needs to be spackled.
She needs to spackle her mashed potato mouth and eat less fried chicken.
Mhm.
So, his mom and his grandma are there.
Okay, his mom and his grandma are there. His grandmother, she's 100 years old.
She's very cute, actually.
No, that's what I mean. She's so cute, but I'm trying to look here. I know I wrote it down. I could not figure out how to pronounce her name for the life
Oh,
of
I don't
me.
know. I didn't even write it
Yeah,
down.
I wrote it down.
So his mother just moved from North Carolina. And
Right.
I will say, Citra brings her like some spicy beef with coconut milk. And she's like, I love coconut milk.
She was very gracious about it, which
Yes.
she didn't have to be. She could be like, I don't eat this or whatever.
Right. She's like, I actually just ate some baked Lay's and I have Olean leaking out of my face.
I have anal leakage.
I have anal leakage in my mouth.
I had to
area.
explain this to Michael the other day.
Oh, what anal leakage was?
Yeah.
From
those chips, the baked Lay's.
Yeah. So she's like, hey, so did you convert? Now, the thing is, his mother does this switcheroo, right?
All right.
So she goes, did you convert yet? And he's like, no, we still haven't found a mosque. He's like, listen, I forgot to turn in my paperwork for court. I can't find a mosque.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find Google.com.
He's like, my mom probably thinks that like, Muslims don't use toilet paper.
Right.
It's like,
well,
you know what? She probably does think that.
But
no,
he's saying
I know.
like it's something
She's
ridiculous.
ignorant. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So his mom said that he shouldn't have to convert, and no one should have to convert because basically love is love.
Okay.
And she said, except you can't really marry anyone that does witchcraft. And she wants her family, the whole family, to serve the same God.
Who the fuck are you?
Okay, so she doesn't think that anyone should have to convert unless it's to her religion.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
She also, and I don't mean this in a pun way, she has the reddest neck I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if she was nervous because of the camera, or she had a very bad sunburn or something bad was happening.
Yeah.
For her neck. Yeah. But not in a way that I'm trying to be funny. It's real.
No, I get it. Well, speaking of next, let's talk about Nikki and Igor.
He is so hot. It's annoying. He
Mhm.
just gets hotter every episode too.
Well, they're leaving the winery. You remember the fight?
Oh God, I know. And her glasses. Come on.
So he used to have like a friend with benefits.
Right. Before they got engaged.
And she said that she feels like she's a sugar mama. And then he's like, now is a great time to bring this up.
He doesn't get it. He does
But
not
he
get it.
doesn't get it.
No, he doesn't. He's not doing this purposely.
No,
Uh-uh.
he doesn't get it. He said that he wants to have a threesome. It's his dream. And she's like, this is probably because of my gender. And it's like, oh, I have bad news for you.
But that's
This is
not
because
what
of
it's
his
about.
gender.
Right. Right. And then she was like, in my 20s were for this. Like, I already did all this.
Right. So they get home and she's very upset. And he said
Mhm.
that he had 2 different partners. And
Right.
she starts naming all the stuff that she's done.
She had 3 guys in Paris. That was a lot
But
for
it
her,
was
though.
too
It didn't
much.
work out. That made me laugh because she's like, I did threesomes, guys, girls, 2 guys, 2 girls, this, that. And I'm like, wow, you have lived, haven't you?
She's definitely lived. So now she FaceTimes with her mom and she said that, she's like, when he used to like ignore me and stuff, like he was with, and it's like, yeah, she's right though.
Of course she's right.
So I love when she impersonates him to her mom though.
She is funny. She annoys me sometimes, but she is pretty funny.
She's funny. So Igor meets up with Ivan.
Ivan.
I mean, the 2 of them, it's like, both of you shut up.
Right? It's like,
is this what it's like when 2 men talk to each other?
I don't know. Honestly, though, these are like 2 meathead bros, though.
This is like just no, like they're sharing a brain cell and they're passing it back and forth.
That I have served as a bartender so many men like this. It's true. They're playing ping pong with their brain cell.
So he's like, sometimes I feel like I'm not dealing with a woman, but I'm dealing with her masculine side because she's so controlling. It's like, that's actually a woman.
Well, so
that's how I know she's a woman.
Okay. So I'm watching this. I totally agree with you. And I'm like, he keeps saying masculine, but I actually think she's acting feminine. And like, this is like controlling women,
like a
control
woman.
These things. She's actually acting the way that we all do.
Yeah.
She's not acting at all like a man. Men aren't smart enough to be controlling in the way that she's controlling.
No, she's overthinking everything.
Right. So she's actually acting just like a woman.
I mean, listen, if she's masculine, then what's Jasmine?
Ain't that the truth, huh?
What's Mary?
It's the same thing. Right. It's the same thing. It's actually exclusive to every woman on 90 Day Fiance. The men aren't allowed to work.
Right. Yeah.
They have to support them. I mean, Nikki is a woman as the day is long.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm telling you.
Yep.
So
I like that Ivan says women are naturally manipulative.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
He's like, well,
Ivan.
women are naturally manipulative. Shut up, Ivan. Go get your nose fixed. You have a broken nose because you've been hit 100 times in a bar
by your wife.
By your wife because she was like, oh, you call me manipulative? So she broke his nose.
Oh, God. Ivan's like, take control and show your masculine side. So the funny thing is that I wasn't mad at what Ivan said because it's like, oh, she's so masculine, then you'll be masculine. Why don't you try it out, Igor?
Right.
It's not what he meant, but that's how I like to take it.
No, but it's just it's not about her gender.
Speaking of a woman who's definitely not controlling, let's talk about Ashley and Manuel.
The couple that loves to fight more than anyone in the world.
But they actually do enjoy it.
No, they love it. This is great. This is their foreplay.
So Jonathan lives in New York City. This is Manuel's best friend, and he hasn't seen him in like 7 years.
Oh my God. They flip out when they see each other.
It was cute. So he brings him a soccer jersey, and she's like, go hang out, have fun. You could do all these things for him. You can't find him a barber.
Okay, why is his hair getting worse and worse?
Because it grows. Hair grows.
But she's probably, maybe he doesn't want one. Maybe, you know how guys, when they get depressed, they're like, I'm not shaving or cutting my hair.
Yes.
That's what he's doing.
Okay, well, get undepressed.
Yeah.
Go to therapy. He said that he loves fighting with her because he wants to fight now because then when they get married, it's all going to go away and be totally different.
But is that how it works?
I think that he thinks that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man. So he's mad that she spends a lot of money.
Right.
And he said, he's like, listen, I have like 4 pairs of pants, 5 shirts. It's like, okay, good for you.
Right. This is also, so many guys are like this, but like,
this is such a man.
It is. But it's also like, I don't know. I'm so split like on how I feel about how he feels about money.
Sure. I understand what he's saying.
So do I. But it's also like, you also shouldn't have a say in this either. Because if she wants to buy herself shoes, let her buy herself shoes because she's setting your family money. Not
Sure.
all of her money that she's not spending should go to your family.
Okay, but that's what he thinks. But also,
Yes.
this should have been discussed beforehand.
100%.
So I think that's why I think they're both to blame, because this should have been discussed beforehand.
Of course. And it's like, did she not think about this? You know?
He said that she doesn't understand his hardships, and it's like, okay, then go marry someone from your town that understands your hardships. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Like,
So
what
the
are
next-
you doing? You don't even want to come to America. You miss your country.
Go
Right.
back. Just saying. So here's the thing. No one's holding you here,
Right.
and you guys don't like each other. I have bad news for you.
No, you guys like hooking up.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning they go for smoothies and juices.
They're drinking iced black coffee. I can't think of more of a nightmare to
I
my
thought he
life.
was drinking a green juice.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's drinking a matcha. I think an iced matcha.
Oh,
And
okay.
his friend is drinking a black coffee iced.
Guys do this.
I know. I can't do it.
So Ashley asked his friend Jonathan about like the cultural differences in money. And
Right.
it's like, yeah, I understand. And he's like, listen, she knew that I came with baggage. And he's like, let her go live in my country for $200 a month. And it's like, why is it her responsibility to totally fund your family?
And but that's the thing. He thinks anything she buys for herself should be for his family. It's like, no.
Okay, but that's fine if that's what you agreed on.
Right. And you didn't agree on that. He actually never spoke to her about money. And she's
Sure.
like, you know what? I'll send them $200 a month. And
Right.
she does.
Yeah. So he said that his family needs more money, and he tells her that he's not supported. So she walks away, and this is where it's like the other end of the spectrum.
I know.
She's like, I brought you here on my bare back.
And she has her own business,
Doing witches?
witch stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
she's like a business. I was reading all about it on her Instagram today on her post.
Okay.
And she's like a full business owner. So it's like, it's all of this money. She's like, to not have a co-sponsor. I mean, you have to have some kind of money in the
Sure.
bank. So
Yeah.
she works hard.
Right. I get it.
Now the worst couple.
The worst couple in the history of the world, Clayton and Annalie.
Neither one
Annalie.
of them are likable. Ain't a lie.
But they don't like each other either.
They don't like each other. But what even drew them to each other? Because it's not just what does she like about him? What does he like about her?
I mean,
Yeah, this is terrible.
she's so mad that he overshared. And so he makes breakfast. He makes himself every breakfast in the world.
It makes her a pancake. But like, what is she's eating like a sandwich? And I'm like, did
It's
they
like a
order this
sandwich.
from somewhere?
I don't know. It's like a flat roll.
Yeah.
With like a sandwich. I don't know. She said that if he wants to talk to his friends about that, it has to be when she's not there, and he apologizes.
But also, please don't put mayonnaise on your English muffin
needs it.
ever again.
But he needs it.
He needs it.
So then his friend Cameron comes.
Mhm.
Why is it so awkward all the time? It's Cameron that's even more awkward than
Well,
Clayton.
that's why they're best friends. There's something off about both of them.
Cringe.
Mhm.
So they go to dance class, a Peruvian dance class, and he wants her to tell her father about them.
He's not wrong in this.
No, he's not wrong at all. And his
Okay.
friend is like, yeah, she doesn't love you.
Yeah, and he's not wrong about
He's
that.
like, yeah,
It's
she's
like
uncertain
you're
about
gonna
you.
get married and not tell your dad.
Well, him and Cameron go to the Airbnb, and again, weird hugs for everyone.
Yeah, it's so awkward. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Okay, so he cooks dinner, he grills steaks, and then he has a container of microwave mashed potatoes.
Bob Evans.
I know.
I
him.
recognize that container.
Steak looked not bad.
No, I know. I've never had them before, but I always think about buying
No, the
them.
steak looked not bad.
Oh, the steak looked actually really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, because it was like perfectly cooked.
And then he says, like, hey, can you tell your dad, like, maybe he's gonna die without knowing? And she's like, you're wishing my father's death?
Okay, but he brought it up so lightly too. Like he would just like, hey, Cheeky, maybe you tell your dad. And then she's mad, full on
Yeah.
mad.
He's like, tell the guinea pigs, tell the puppies, tell my mom in the closet, and then tell your dad.
But it's like you should be able to talk to your partner. Like, come on.
Noelle, she's strange.
She is so strange. She is so mean. I'm not interested. Like he's very annoying. I
She's
get
stranger
it,
than he
but
is.
she's stranger. Yep.
100%.
I'd rather hang out with him than her.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
because at least we have the dogs to pet.
I'm not interested in her style of clothing.
Oh, well, it's very specific.
It's very specific. It is very specific.
Yes. That's it.
That's all I have to say about that. I'm waiting for this to be over so we could start something like fun and new, like a new season of 90 Day, but who even knows?
Well, at least we have our fun and new stuff on
The Single
Patreon.
Life.
We're doing the Single Life on. Okay, so this is what's going on Patreon right now. The
Okay.
Single Life, Macaroni Rascals, Recycled with Noelle and Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You have Vanderpump Rules, which is coming back very soon. So pumped.
Yes, it is.
BS. I mean, Noelle.
This is wild.
It is wild. So go and do that. Join Patreon. Make sure you sign up for our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube. Last week we posted the whole full video episode on our YouTube, Trash Talk Podcast.
It was a lot of fun.
Follow our podcast, 90 Day Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter. Follow Noelle at NoeGirl on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And I'm at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. TraceyCarnazzo.com for all of my upcoming show dates. I might be in a town near you.
Ooh, I know you're going to be in a town near my mother. Let's just put it that way.
Cincinnati, Indiana,
Mhm.
upstate New York, Atlantic City. There's a lot of things coming
Yeah,
up.
yo,
Long
you're going to
Island.
be everywhere. And I saw someone posted in the group that they got tickets to your Cincinnati show.
Ooh, okay. Well,
Yeah, in the secret group.
so much fun. We'll see you there. TraceyCarnazzo.com, TraceyCarnazzo.com.